Hello and welcome to a special edition of Riot. I'm your host Tisa and this is
May May.
And today we are going to do 10 questions for the end of the year. I know that we said in the last podcast that it would be our last one, but we found 10 questions last night that would be good to finish the year off, and it is our 20th episode. And so tonight we are having old fashions, and Amanda May May is going to read the questions.
Well, this is a list to end your year intentionally. So I think that that's something that I've really worked on really hard this year, is to live intentionally, to have some reason behind what I do, but behind the madness of my life. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it does not. And I can have the best intentions every morning, and by mid-afternoon, they're gone. But I think it'll be fun.
Do we have to write anything down?
No.
Let's do this.
Okay. So the first question. What makes this year unforgettable? You go first.
You.
Me? Just me?
Yeah. Meeting you. Well, we met last year, but falling in love with you was unforgettable. Really fast.
It was fast.
And
it was a slow burn, but then it happened all at once.
I don't even know how it happened. None of it was scared. There was no nervousness, no anxiousness. It just...
Oh, I had anxiousness.
Well, you are an anxious person.
I am an anxious person. I tend to run that direction.
But for me, all the red flags and everything like that, I usually have anxiety, but you didn't really have red flags, so except some, but we've already discussed those, but they don't need to be put on air.
No. Everybody has red flags. They do.
Baggage. So you were the most unforgettable part of my year. Falling in love with you.
It was a good part of the year.
And I'm sure yours is going to be like some spiritual awakening, and
there's a lot of things. A lot of things happened. A lot of things changed in my life. My life, falling in love with you, turned my life from black and white to full bloom color. It was completely and totally and utterly turned my world upside down. And everything from this year forever is going to be 100% different. So are you unforgettable? That's an understatement. Leaving my job? Pretty unforgettable. All of the things that I've done this year, it's been a pretty unforgettable year.
Unforgettable.
But mainly, you turned my world upside down, and I'm not complaining.
Oh, well, I love you, baby.
I love you too. So, what did you enjoy doing this year? New hobby? Make time for laughter? Start meditating? What was something that you really enjoyed doing?
Picking up painting.
Picking up painting?
I've never painted before until this year. The first night that I started painting was in February.
Was that night?
No.
No.
It was a night that Sabrina and I painted. Is it here, that painting? The two... It's really fucked up looking. It's like a knife and like blood gushing everywhere. It was a night that me and someone broke up in February, and this is the night that I first started painting. And then I picked up painting. No, that's a lie. I picked it up before then because I was making that person a Valentine's Day present. I was making a painting, and we ended up breaking up before Valentine's Day, so she didn't get it. I don't know where that painting went. I'm sure it's up there.
I'm sure it's upstairs.
But I started painting, and then we would drink at Sabrina's and paint.
I remember
Well, you
that.
would write and watch us paint. What were you writing? What were you writing?
Probably my blog or flash fiction story, or I kind of went through some phases this year. I started a few projects and I didn't finish them because life got in the way. And this year, you know, it's not really an excuse for life to get in the way, but this year has been especially difficult. So I haven't been able to finish any of the projects that I started. I really enjoyed reading this year. Even though I didn't read as many books as I normally do, I enjoyed the time that I did get to read because it really took me away from what was going on in my life. And I really enjoyed walking, and I really enjoyed working out and pushing myself. All of those things were things that really helped bring me some intentional relief this year. It's been a rough year. It's been a good year. And this is going to be redundant for us, but what or who is the one thing or person that you're most grateful for this year? I'll go first. I think that all of the things that I did this year, leaving my job, doing everything that I did this summer, I think that not only was it intentional, but it was God's plan for me. And it was my intuition speaking to me because it said, okay, you're going to have to jump off this cliff and I can't do it for you. And there's nothing I can do for you, but you're going to have to jump and you're going to have to take the initiative and do this first. And then I'll catch you at the bottom. And every time that I needed you, kind of sucked for you, but every time that I needed you and every time I needed an extra person to hold my hand, an extra person to be there for me, I really and truly believe that God made it happen for us. Unfortunately, you got sick, but when you were sick, that's when I left my job. And I needed you so bad, and you were there.
You're so beautiful.
And every time I needed you, something happened to where you could be and were available to me.
Every time I was sick?
Yeah. And then you went
job?
to Idaho, and I went to Colorado and reconnected with my dad. And that was a big deal too.
Yeah.
All of these things happened, and it was like I jumped out off of this cliff and I had nothing. And then mercy and grace and whatever it was started picking back up the pieces right away and saying, here, you need this right now in your life, and put you there. And so I'm really grateful that, number one, that I did make the leap, and number two, that you were there and that God put you there. It is good. As the ice melts a little bit more, it's getting better. So what are you most grateful for this year?
Who am I most grateful
for? Who or what?
Is that what the question is?
Yeah. Who, what is the one thing, person you're grateful for? Thing or person?
Well, you only have to pick one.
I guess you don't have to pick one. You can pick whatever you want. What are you most grateful for?
I am grateful for all the women that I was hoeing with before you were not suitors for me.
So you're glad that you were at a place where...
I knew most of the women that I was fucking with, I wouldn't end up with. There were like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So I knew they weren't the ones, but I didn't know that you were the one.
Right away.
Right
away.
No, I didn't. Did you know I was the one right away?
I knew after Sabrina's birthday party.
I was still being a hoe, though.
I know you were, and so was I. I still had a boyfriend.
Still have boyfriend.
I did.
That's his name, boyfriend. I still had boyfriend.
But I did, and I remember driving to his house thinking, I cannot get involved with this girl. She's going to change my life, and I am going to hurt the fuck out of her. I cannot do this. But I couldn't get you out of my head. So I knew from that night.
And I was thinking, I can't get involved with this girl because all I'm going to do is hurt her because I am being a hoe, and I know she likes me a lot. So, and I knew you liked me a lot.
I know.
Because of the way that you would act at the parties, and I would be fucking around with somebody else, and then you'd be like, I could just tell.
Well, yeah, I didn't make it not obvious. I am not. If I am one thing in this world, I am fucking obvious, and you know that.
Oh, Jesus, you are.
So, I didn't hide it. Not as good as you, because I was questioning for a long time.
I was just too busy having fun.
I know.
Because I didn't know, I honestly did not know that this was going to happen, and I was going to fall so hard and be engaged by the end of the year.
Yeah.
And it's real. It's not this fake makeup breakup because that's what my major relationship, if you could call it major, well, for 2 years, that's what it was. It was breakup, makeup, and being engaged, but secretly engaged, don't tell anybody kind of thing.
That's not okay.
It was not healthy. And it was just crap. But we burned all her stuff today. Well, I burned all her stuff. You burned all her stuff. Yeah.
And it wasn't even like a, oh, this is going to be symbolic. It was a blop. There's a fire. Here's the things. It's gone. And I'm like, how does that feel? And you're like, it's just stuff. It's just stuff.
Yeah. It's just like, it's just stuff. I have the emotional scars from that relationship.
I know you do.
So I don't need the love letters and the card saying, I'm sorry that I broke your heart, but I know you're the one I want to be with for the rest of my life. I hope you take me back. Like, it was an ongoing breakup makeup for 2 years. So, So I'm thankful that none of those women were suitors for me because you were my suitor. And I'm thankful for our friends because they brought us together.
I am thankful for our friends.
Because every time you would be over there, they were like, Amanda wants you to come over. That's what they would tell me.
I'm sure they would tell you that.
You never said that?
Mm-mm.
Weird. Maybe.
Why would I say that? Because it's putting myself where I didn't want to be.
That's why I was all weirded out. Because I was like, I'm not coming over. They're like, Amanda wants you to come over. That's what they would tell me.
There was a few times where I came over specifically only because you asked.
Because I liked you.
You did like me.
I didn't want to like you.
You did have a thing for me.
I did. And I do. You know that I do.
Yeah, but it was weird because it's like I knew that you had all these other girls that you were hanging out with. And I'm like, okay, so she's probably talking to all of these people and she's just talking to me too from morning to night every day. I mean, I was counting the days. I'm like, okay, we've talked since I woke up. It's bedtime. We've talked the whole day. Are we going to do it again tomorrow? And then we did. And then I'm like, are we going to do it tomorrow? And then it came to a week and I'm like, this girl has been talking to me morning to night all week. Has she been doing, does she do this with everybody? Is this just her MO? What is going on here? And then you told me that one night, you're like, this is not something that I typically do. And then it's like, whoa.
No.
So I am grateful that we had friends and that we had neutral places to get together.
Yes. And I get drunk with you and try to make you dance.
Mm-hmm.
And we fell in love.
Our first date, second date, you introduced me to your family. that was interesting.
It was, I wanted to see you. That was just it. I wanted to see you, but it was my brother's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it happened.
And I get there and I'm thinking, okay, it's just your brother. I can meet your brother. That's cool. It was not just your brother.
And last but not least, I'm thankful for you.
I'm thankful for you. If I didn't make that abundantly clear.
I am thankful for you because you get on my ass. You don't